We usually think about life in terms of numbers, right? Did you make it to 80, 90, maybe even 100? But what if? What if we're measuring it all wrong? What if someone who lived to be 61 actually lived a longer life than someone who made it to 90? It sounds kind of crazy, but that's what we're going to dig into. This idea that real longevity isn't about counting years, it's about something called presence.
And this whole idea, it really comes from a personal place. This quote here is from an author, Jon Rasmussen, talking about his friend, Dr. Maura Cohen. And honestly, this one sentence, it's like the key that unlocks a totally different way of looking at our lives.
All right, so to really get this new take on longevity, we've got to look at the life that sparked this whole idea. Because this isn't just some abstract theory, It's a real lesson from someone who lived an incredibly full life.
So, who was Dr. Maura Cohen? Well, she was a psychotherapist and, by all accounts, just a remarkable person. But the one quality that the author keeps coming back to is her mastery of presence. Now, she passed away at 61, and our first reaction is to say, that's too soon. But the whole point here is that number, 61, it doesn't even come close to telling you how long her life really was.
And that brings us to the heart of it all, what the author calls the real longevity game. This is where we completely flip the script on what it means to win at, living a long life.
And this leads to a pretty challenging question, maybe even a little uncomfortable. Just think about your day today. How much of it were you actually there for? Not worrying about tomorrow or rehashing something that happened yesterday. Were you truly living in the moment? Because the argument is, if you're not, that time is just gone. You weren't really there for it.
Okay, so look at this comparison. It really breaks it down. On one side, you have Mara's 61 years lived with total presence. So her time truly lived is 61 years. Makes sense. But then on the other side, you've got a hypothetical 90-year-old. The author makes a pretty bold estimate. Once you take away all the time spent distracted, worrying, not being in the moment, that 90-year-old might have only been truly present for maybe 30 years. Wow, that's less than half their life.
So here's the kicker. When you change how you measure, when you stop counting years and start counting moments you actually lived, the math just completely flips on its head. Suddenly, 61 is way bigger than 90. And from that perspective, Maura Cohen didn't die young. She outlived almost everybody. She won the game.
All right, so we keep talking about presence. If it's that important, we need to know what it actually is, right? This isn't just some fuzzy, feel-good idea. It's a real, active thing you do. So let's break it down.
So here's the official definition. I want to point out those words. Concerted effort. That's key. Presence isn't passive. It's not something that just happens. It's a choice you make. Think about it like this. It's the difference between having music on in the background versus putting on headphones and really listening to it, noticing every instrument, every lyric. It's about using all your senses to soak up what's right in front of you.
And I love these analogies. They make it so much easier to grasp. It's that awe of a child. You know how a little kid can just be completely mesmerized by a ladybug? Or think of a great actor on stage. They're not just waiting for their turn to talk. They are locked in, listening to the other person. And that last one, emptying your teacup, that's about letting go of what you think you know, so you can actually see what's really there.
And this idea of childlike wonder, it's connected to some really deep wisdom. This quote isn't about being childish, of course. It's about getting back that ability kids have to be totally absorbed in the now. Because that's where all the good stuff in life really happens. That's where you find that richness, what some might call the kingdom of heaven.
Okay, so we get what presence is. But so what? What does it actually do for us? Turns out the benefits are huge, and they're not just about feeling nice in the moment. They have a real physical impact on our health.
Yeah, check out this ripple effect. It's a chain reaction, right? It all starts with one thing. You choose to be present. Boom. Your stress and tension start to drop. And when that happens, your body's own natural healing systems, even its anti-aging functions, can kick in and do their thing. And the final result? A life that doesn't just feel better, but one that is, by this new measure, actually longer.
And let's not downplay this. We're talking about stress here. The source makes a huge claim that stress is pretty much the #1 cause of disease and a shorter life. So when you practice presence, you are going right after the root cause of so much of what makes us sick and tired. It's a seriously powerful tool.
All right, this is the part that really matters. We've talked about why this is important and what it is, but now, how do we actually do it? How can we start living more of our own lives like right now? And the great thing is, you don't have to go meditate on a mountaintop. It's all about small, simple changes. Like, next time you're talking to someone, actually put your phone away. I mean, face down, out of sight, and just listen. Or your next meal. Instead of zoning out with the TV, just try to taste the food. Really, what are the flavors, the textures? It's just about being an expert observer of your own life. These little things, they add up to a huge difference.
And really, this is the mindset behind all of it. Just go into every moment with a little bit of curiosity. Even the things you do every single day. The same walk to work, the same conversation with your spouse. Just assume there's something new you could notice. And then look for it. That's the switch. That's what turns on presence.
So let's end by turning that big question back on ourselves. It's a great little check-in to ask at the end of the day. And look, it's not about being hard on yourself. It's just a little reminder of what's important. It's a challenge, really, to stop just counting our days and to start making our days count. Because the real longevity game, it's happening in this very moment. So are you in?